All right, folks, so I'm talking about college savings. I get this question probably as much as I get how much money do I put in all my other accounts. So we talked about how to structure investments across retirement and then a brokerage account. Then the question is, okay, let's say we've done that and we have extra money, or we really want to focus on taking care of ourselves, a little bit in brokerage, and then college savings. So here we break this down. So here's 3 ways that we can save for college. They don't fit for everybody. They're not all the same. They do something different, but it's 3 buckets, 3 options, and they all have a little bit of variations of why that bucket's good and why it may not fit, or why we may do it in 2 years instead of today. So let me talk with the 529. Everybody talks about a 529. He set up a 529. He set up a 529. The couple things with the 529, it's a great way to save for college. It's also a great way for people to give gifts and for you to put in birthday money. So gifts can go into this from family members, and you can put in birthday money. We're just going to call it B-Day money. Okay, so that's a great way for them to fund this. One thing to remember, if you're in South Carolina, and other states have varying versions of this, and some don't have this at all, but you can deduct up to the 7% in state taxes that you pay in South Carolina through a 529. Now, you've got to fund it a lot to do that. Obviously, that's a large number depending on your income. But if you need to reduce $7,000 in taxes based on what the state's charging you, then you need to work with your CPA to figure out how do we reduce state and get money saved for my kids' college. It's a good win for both. Every 529 is individualized, so you would have one 529 for each kid potentially. You could also just do one 529 to figure out if that kid goes to college or gets a scholarship, and then transfer it to the next one. So this is a good one. It's a great way to go. We don't put tons of money in here. I don't ever advise most of my clients to fully fund this, max it out. There is a maximum number you can put in it. But the point is, we're using it for the tool basically for the 7%. It doesn't have as much flexibility as the brokerage. The brokerage, you can use this money for whatever you want. So you can put unlimited amount of money. There is no rhyme or wrong reason to do this, but it is unlimited in the amount you put in it, and it's flexible. Okay? Both the 529 and the brokerage, you have control. You can select how you invest it, aggressive, conservative, moderate, whatever you want. And obviously, as closer you get to your kids using the money for college, you would then dial that back a little bit to be conservative. Just so you guys know, the average cost in a kid to go to college, either South Carolina or Clemson, in 18 years from now, and I've got some kids that I got a 4.2 and a brand new one, so I'm looking at this, per kid, on average, it could be a little less than this, but the projections are to be $250,000 for a 4-year degree, okay? So that's the number you're looking at trying to offset. It's a lot of money. You got to be careful to not try and fund this completely, and then the kid either doesn't go to college or life changes and they get a full scholarship and you've got money locked away in a 529 you can't use it for. So you can get out of jail, but it's a little complicated. So here's the other thing. This is the last one I use. A lot of people don't think about this. When we have filled up this bucket and optimized this bucket, when we've got a good amount going into here and we understand what the brokerage does for us, the last option we have is to add a little life insurance play, but we build some cash value. I'm going to have to break this down in the further video, but the point is we get a very small life insurance policy, okay, LI policy, and then we overfund it. So we want to put above what it costs. So whatever the cost is, and we're going to add money on top of that, okay? And that's going to fund it into another account that we can pull from later to use to pay for college. It gives us another bucket to have flexibility, very similar to this one, but we use it for purposes of protecting our kids and giving some permanent insurance down the road. I'm going to break this down a little further in my next video, but that's just a few ways we work through people saving for college and figuring out what makes sense for them.